Sorry guys, I have the hiccups, so I'm going to do my best to edit those out. Or hopefully just make them go away, we'll see. But regardless, I wanted to take a minute to talk about comics with you guys. There was no This Week in Batman this week. With the holidays just a little bit too busy. I was able to get to the shop. I've got my books, they're all ready to go. I will most likely do a double episode next week, so you'll get this last week's book reviews along with the current week. I do want my This Week in Batman playlist to be as comprehensive as possible, just to create kind of a long-term chronology, so it's easy to go back and look at all these books kind of in the context of when they came out long-term. That's kind of the whole point of the project. Now there is going to be a movie rewind coming out sometime in the evening on Friday. I hope you guys take a minute to give it a watch. It's just an unboxing. I kept it, again, pretty simple because time is tight this week. And it felt really weird posting a movie rewind video without any kind of comic book content. And then somewhat serendipitously, this arrived in the mail. This is a book that I ordered actually kind of a while ago. And it took a long time to get here. I haven't opened it yet. And there's actually kind of a Thanksgiving element to it. So in the context of the season, I thought it might be fun to tell a little story. This book is actually a rebuy for me. It's a book that I had when I was a kid. And the reason why this is Thanksgiving related is it's a book that I got from my grandma. Not on Thanksgiving. We don't obviously do gifts for Thanksgiving. But we were out at the grocery store and we were shopping for stuff for Thanksgiving dinner, and for some reason I was with her. This would have been in 1991. I was 6 years old, and I've mentioned this before in my videos, but like, my parents did not like the idea of me reading comic books. I think they were kind of raised on the idea that comic books were like Dungeons and Dragons or, you know, heavy metal. It's just not good for kids and turns you into a devil worshiper or whatever it is people think about comics. But the point is, it was very rare that I got comic books. This may have been the first comic book I ever owned. I'm not even kidding. Now, I was 6, because this was in 1991. I destroyed that comic book ages ago. I'm pretty sure I remember cutting it up, like cutting all the pictures out of it and making like a collage out of it when I was like 7 or 8. So that's what happened to that. Kind of sad. But I was browsing around on eBay and it came up and I was like, oh, I've got to get that. And so I ordered it. It showed up. And not only is this, like I said, possibly the first comic book I ever owned, but I got it around Thanksgiving from my family, which was unheard of because they didn't like me reading comic books, and my grandma in particular was always kind of a miser, and the fact that she bought this for me was huge, and I'm 99% sure it was on clearance. So, what is it? Let's take a look. So, longtime fans of the channel will know that this is a character slash series that's kind of near and dear to me, and I discovered the comic book when I was in college, more so, which is quite a bit different than the property that I was familiar with as a kid. So without further ado, let's take a look at it. Yep, you guessed it. It was the Great Cornflakes comic book series. I'm just kidding. It's actually what's inside here. I'm talking about the Rocketeer. So my very first video was about the Rocketeer. I love the Rocketeer. I loved the comic book. I always really loved the comic book, but also the Rocketeer movie and everything surrounding it. I just loved it. Nobody else liked it. I was like bullied in school for liking it. I had like the little Bendham's doll and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Something about Cliff Secord in a rocket pack flying around in the sky. Literally seeing that in the theater made me a fan of movies. And then finding out that it was a comic book steered me in the direction of comic books. So we were at the grocery store and this book was there. As you can see, this is not exactly like a great condition copy of this. I don't know if great condition copies of this exist. But they had this there, and I begged and begged and begged to get it, and my grandma bought it for me. So this is a 3D comic, but what made it cool was not only was it in 3D, it came with Rocketeer 3D glasses, which if you're 6 years old, you feel like you are wearing the Rocketeer's helmet on your head when you wear these glasses, let's be real. But then also it comes with a cassette, which narrates the comic book for you, and if I remember correctly, it had sound effects and music, and like it was a full production basically. So anyway, that's enough blabber. Let's open up this bad boy and see what's inside. So it looks like this is just packaging from the shipper, and it included this came with the listing, came with this little Rocketeer piece of cardboard thing. Maybe it was like a little display thing? I don't know. Then the main event. Here's the actual book. This plastic is super yellow. This book is just beat to hell, but that's okay. Like I said, I found it really, really cheap. There were probably better copies available. Although like I said, none of them actually looked that good. But, you know, to be honest, I don't even really care. This is more of a memory thing. It's not about a collectability thing. Yeah, this is bent to hell. That's all right. So, oh my god, I forgot. So here's the cassette here. And it just pops out like that. And no joke, it comes with a red cassette. That is fantastic. And if you look on the inside, we have got some credits. So there is a narrator, and then there is a full cast. It is not the cast of the film. This is long before you would have parody in multimedia type stuff like you have nowadays. I had, and actually still have, all the old trading cards from when Rocketeer came out. I have a complete set with all the stickers, probably worth $10, but I've got them. I even have some old sealed packs that are in the binder with them. Once I'm done going through this comic, I'll see if I've got it handy. I can show it off. Got some really warped, I don't know how well you can see that, but we got some really warped Rocketeer goggles. Oh yeah. Do I look like Cliff Secord? I'd say I do. And then just a little cardboard sleeve. Oops. And then here's the main event. This art is by Neil Adams Continuity. I have no idea what that means. This is not staying on. My head's too big. You can never go home. That's what they say. Oh, the 3D in this is actually good. The back actually has a little bit of art in 3D right off the bat, and looking at it, it actually is kind of bouncing off the page. I actually remember, one thing I remember vividly about this as a kid was that the 3D was actually like really impressive. Of course, I don't know if I thought of it as impressive at the time, but like I remember thinking I was looking into the comic book. Anyway, so opening it up, this is in black and white. Yeah, the 3D in this is actually phenomenal. I wish there was a way I could show this off. Maybe if you've got some 3D glasses and you look at it really close, you'll have some luck, but probably not. I tried finding a way to display this when I was showing off my Star Wars 3D comics, if you watched that video. It's too bad that it doesn't, it's not something I can show you, because when you're looking at this through the glasses, I'm not kidding, like, it actually looks pretty darn good. So anyway, I was saying before, this is art. The art is by Neil Adams Continuity, and then the 3D treatments are done by Rayzone. I don't know, like the cover, supposedly this is actually Neil Adams. It has his name on it, but when it says Neil Adams Continuity, I don't know if that's just like his studio. So like if you guys know what the scoop is on that, I'd love to know the details. The art is definitely, dare I say, Neil Adams-esque. So that's kind of cool, but I honestly, I just don't know. So if you guys know anything, be sure to let me know. So anyway, this is the book. 52 pages, I believe. 3D glasses. And a cassette tape that you can listen to while you read the book. Which I am excited to do all of those things. I'm not sure if I'll get to it tonight, but in the next few days, I'm definitely going to dig into this and just give this completely destroyed copy of the Rocketeer a read. But for now, before wrapping up this video, I'm just going to take a quick look and see if I've got those trading cards handy, just because it'd be kind of fun to show those off. And by show those off, I mean go through them for my own my own nostalgic reasons. These were actually surprisingly easy to dig up. I'm pretty sure like once a year, once every couple of years, I find myself digging these up just to look through them. But here are the cards. This is the days when it was all, you know, like the matte back, where it's just, I mean, literally just a piece of cardboard. But these were cool because they did have some color on the back, which is kind of neat. We didn't always have that, I don't feel like. I absolutely loved collecting these. My stepdad, who I did not get along with, to say the least, I remember one of my fondest memories was one day he got home late. He called me into the living room, and on top of the TV there was just a little stack of Rocketeer cards, and I was so excited to open them up. I was getting so close to a full set. It's literally, I mean, I still to this day don't exactly know how I still have these. I mean, I literally took that comic book and cut it up, but somehow these made it. And they're actually in like really good shape, which is kind of cool. If I remember right, they were kind of squirreled away in a box somewhere. And I kind of found them again in high school, so they were kind of spared by virtue of the fact that I had lost track of them. Probably done by my parents, because I remember I was super into these. And then later I put them in these Ultra Pro sleeves. But on this page, so we've got stickers on this side. And then one of the things that was cool about the stickers was on the back of the stickers, it made a little Rocketeer poster, which there's part of it right there. And then on the next page, here's the rest of the stickers, or more stickers. And then just to give a full sense, there's the bottom half of that poster. And then as promised, at the end, I found these at an antique store, which is kind of funny because there's nothing particularly special about them, but these are all my sealed packs that I've since found. And I remember as a kid, I would always like pick, you know, which illustration on the front was like the lucky one that was going to give me the cards that I was missing. There's another few of them. Apparently there were more of this one than the other, because that's what I have extras of, which is kind of interesting. But I will never forget pulling these. I'm not even a card collector. But I was a collector for the Rocketeer. Compared to nowadays, there really wasn't that much out there. Like, there's the 3D comic, there was like the Bendham's action figure, there were trading cards. The movie came out on VHS, but I'm sure it was like a year or more after the movie came out, probably. There just wasn't a lot else out there because the movie flopped. Like, you know, it's kind of looked fondly upon now, but nobody cared. It just wasn't something people were interested in at the time. And as a result, I was just excited to be able to get my hands on anything Rocketeer. And so as a result, I collected the cards, and I had the comic, and I had all, you know, all the different things. And I kind of ended up with everything that came out at the time because I just had Rocketeer fever. Thank you guys for joining me for this video. I know it was kind of a ramble because I really just wanted to take a minute and chat and share some Thanksgiving memories, and do a little package unboxing because I don't do those very often on this channel, so I thought it might be fun. So thanks for joining me on this little excursion, and hope you guys had a great week in comics. I will be back Friday for that movie rewind video, so be sure to check it out. And then next week, Tuesday, I'll have a full update on what's going on the last 2 weeks in Batman. Have a good one, guys.